bro. This is ass. Yeah, I'm not even on the tier list, but there's no way this is your tier list. This is terrible. Why is Tamaki so high? Why
Yeah,
is
I
Tim
mean, you don't
so
think
high?
you don't think Tamaki's over Midnight?
I don't even think he's above. Look, I don't think Tamaki's above Prophecy. I don't know why Tiga's above Plutus and
Yeah, okay.
Tamaki.
Well, to be fair, this was made before Midnight got like throttled by Bosky. Like that was bad, bro.
Wait, I'm still confused on why Prophecy's below Tamaki. Tamaki's below Tiga.
Yeah. So my
Why
reasoning
is
for this
Ichi
was,
below Tiga?
yeah. So all the only debates I've seen him against at that time was against Simon and against Chica Wing, and I thought both performances weren't great. Like I think his performance against Sage is like 10 times better than anything I've seen prior to that. So I'd probably change it from then. But
Tiga is extremely high. Prophecy needs to go higher. I don't know about Midnight.
Yo, wait, where am I on this list, bro?
Dog shit. Sorry, that was rude. Anyways, look. Simon, did you figure out a proposition you want to defend?
I mean, we can just rerun Shinji Quinn versus Gojo.
Okay, yeah, cool. So my position is just going to be that I just seem to have good reason and the proposition. That Gojo doesn't. Actually, that Gojo wins. I'm fine defending that.
Okay, so why do you think Gojo wins?
Yeah, I just take it that he's illogical.
You just take it as he's logical. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use like the same argument that I did earlier. So yeah, just before we get this debate started. Oh, what? So just before we get this debate started, right? What would you define illogical to be?
Yeah, all I take illogicality to be is something that's doesn't have the capacity to be described with coherent forms of reasoning.
Wait, could you like repeat that?
Yeah, something that doesn't have the capacity to be described or talked about using some coherent form of reasoning, or at least properly talked about.
Okay, he says something that doesn't have the capacity to be described with some form of reasoning.
Okay, something that does not have the capacity to be properly talked about using some coherent forms of reasoning. Yeah, just coherent forms of reasoning or descriptions.
Okay, well, would you agree that logical beings defy logic, right?
Logical. You said what?
I say, would you agree that logical beings defy logicality?
It depends on what you mean by logic, but yes.
You
If
said
all
illogical.
if by logic you're talking about a framework, no, I
No,
wouldn't agree with that.
illogical, not
Yes,
logical.
yes, yes. I'm saying you said that. Would I agree that something illogical defies logic? It depends
Yeah.
on what you mean by logic there. If by logic you mean the capacity to reason for an entity, yes. If by logic you're referring to a framework, no.
No, why not?
Yes, because I take it. I'm a dialethius. Dialetheism allows for contradictions. It doesn't defy the framework, and it doesn't exist outside of it. But it's the case that under the framework, it doesn't seem to be something which we have the capacity to reason for.
Mm.
Even with typically when I see the liar paradox ran, the person doesn't, or the dialetheist doesn't seem to talk about us explaining the existence of the contradiction. It just says that we can't like not allow the contradiction without falling into trivialism. That's not what I meant to say.
Okay, so is this a perfect recap of what you said?
Yes, depending on the semantics for logic, yes, I agree.
All right. So, yeah, I also just think
Wait, something
Shinji
that
Quinn is
doesn't have the
logical.
capacity probably
Like,
discussed
I
about.
just think that he scales higher into logicality. Like I said
I
in
don't
the
know what that
previous
means.
debate.
Yeah, what does
You
that
don't
mean?
know what that means?
Yeah, I don't know
Okay.
what it's. Yeah, to say that you scale higher to say into something means that you have a proper description or knowledge upon it. But to say that would contradict what we mean by logicality.
Describe what I mean if I say what he scales into higher logicality. Yes. So let's just it's like since my character since he like actualized all logical events, right? Like he's more capable to do more logical things than your character.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know what that means.
You don't know
Like,
what that means?
yeah, I don't know what it means to be higher into the logicality.
Yeah, I literally just explained it to you. Like
No, okay, but listen, it seems
like
to
what's
question
superior?
vague. It doesn't tell
It's
me what it
not,
means.
okay.
You just said that he can do that.
Yeah, I literally told you what it means, and I gave
Okay, so the
examples of what I
definition
meant.
of the expression um higher interlogicality means what?
Yeah, so just someone who could just do more logical things or just do it on a higher level.
Okay,
Okay,
how do you
that's
even
just like
talk about this? Doesn't explain anything because I'm talking purely about the fact that we can't even talk about an illogical entity. So when you say that an illogical entity
illogical
can't do
entity.
something
I
or
mean, we
can't
cannot
do
talk about
something,
illogical
hey,
entities.
I don't know why you're
What's
cutting me
the
off.
point
I
of
don't
this
know why you're
debate,
cutting me
bro?
off. Okay.
I mean, you cut
Um.
me off earlier, bro.
How about you guys just take turns, bro? Like civil people.
Yeah, that was kind of the plan. Anyways, yeah. So when you talk about something illogical, you talk about not being able to properly talk about it. So when you say that this thing can or can't do something, that seems to be talking about it, and then that seems to say you know something of the entity, and that contradicts the definition we just talked about.
Not really, bro.
Okay, so just to be clear, you can say X cannot do something without contradicting the definition.
Yeah, bro. I mean, it's not properly defining it. Like,
Okay, so when you say that X can't do something, are you not
like
talking about some
it,
capacity that it has?
it doesn't go against the definition that we
Okay,
use.
it was a yes or no
Like,
question. Don't
okay,
dodge.
yeah, I was answering your question, bro. I don't need an answer with yes or no directly. Like, okay, so could you just like repeat the question once again?
Yeah, the question was: is it the case that when you say something about the entity, when you say that it does or does not have the capacity to do so, you're talking about the? I mean, you're talking about it in such a way that it says something about the entity.
What?
Yeah. So when
Could
you
you like?
say yes, when you say X has the capacity to throw a punch, are you not saying something true of the entity?
We're not saying something true with the NTD. What's like the correlation of this?
Yes, if it's the case that you say that X has the capacity to do this illogical thing or all illogical things, or it doesn't have the capacity to do all illogical things, it's identical to saying something true of the entity.
Bro, you need like slow down with your speech, bro. Like I'm having like,
I'm like, okay, so when you say X can do Y, Z, or all things, that's identical to saying or providing a description of the entity because you're telling me something um, in which I didn't know about before, and you're also telling me something of the given entity.
okay, how does that go against like the logical?
Just because the definition of
Like,
illogicality,
hold on. Like, I know you're a logical argument for like Gojo and shit, right? And you're literally describing the properties of Gojo and things that are
no, I'm
true.
not.
Like, with
No,
that
I'm
being
not.
said, that would just like contradict your own argument, bro.
Yeah, look, we can go into that afterwards. But the reason or the correlation is that, or my apologies, the contradiction happens when the definition of illogicality is that this thing can't happen, can't describe the thing. So when you try to do
No,
that, it
it
contradicts
states
it.
that we cannot properly define it. We can still define it, but just not within the proper sense, right? Like,
It's not true.
we don't have a fully concrete
No, that's not
definition
what I
on
mean
it.
by properly. That's not what I mean by properly.
That's not what we mean by properly. That you should have established. That you should have
What
expanded upon that. What we're
I
doing,
didn't.
okay, what we're doing right now. Okay, so what we're doing right now, I even asked you this, right? Like, does it define logic within like coherency and stuff, right? Yeah, you agree with that. So it's like ink. So it's like, hold on, how do I like put this into better terms, right?
Uh,
Like, okay, it's not like coherent where you can just like completely understand it, right? Like, it's still coherent enough where you can like loosely talk about it. That's why the
I deny
conversation is
that.
still taking place.
I don't agree with that. How can
You
you
don't agree
properly
with that?
talk
That
about
was
it?
your own definition.
No, listen. My definition of illogicality is that we're not able to provide any proper descriptions or talk about the entity in such a way that we gain anything about it. Right?
Okay,
Proper
so
there
we can't.
means
Okay,
true.
that's okay.
Listen.
You never stated
Proper
that
there
within your
means true.
definition. The
Listen.
only thing that
Proper
you
there.
stated within your definition was that we cannot properly define things.
Yes.
Things
Okay,
about
that's
this
fine.
thing.
Number one, that's not even true. But
Which means
proper there
we
means
can still
everything.
describe things
Proper
about
there
them.
means
It's not within the
okay.
concrete sense, like I said earlier.
Okay, proper there means that is something true about the entity because anything that isn't
Proper.
proper are false descriptions. Because to be
Okay,
proper means
so
that it adequately tells us about what the thing is. If it doesn't adequately tell us about the thing is, or even tell us about the thing, it's not proper.
so would you agree? Okay, would you agree with this definition that's it about proper?
True things about it being no, not the definition of proper in general, but in this essential scenario, yes.
Okay, so you do agree with it. So
In
it
this
just
scenario, yes.
okay. So about these true things, right? Bro, how do I like put this into a better sense? It's like what we're using. Okay, let's put this into
Well,
right. So
hell,
when we
I
use
guess.
when we use scans for our characters, those are true things about a character. I mean, those are true things about themselves, right?
I deny that.
You
I
deny that?
reject the premise.
You reject the premise.
Yes, I reject the premise.
Okay, so that just means your scans for why Gojo is logical. That they just fall apart because those are
I
true
reject
things
that
about
premise
the
too.
story that you're trying to use the interpretation or basis off
I
of, right?
reject that premise too.
So if everything within the narrative, if they're okay, let's just say that if these characters are logical, right, and like there's nothing true about them, that just means that they don't really scale anywhere.
I reject that premise too.
You should reject that premise.
Yes.
Okay, so can you like give me an argument against it, bro?
Yes. Okay. So the reason I reject the first premise that scans seem to talk about things that are true of the entity. Hold on. How do I? Hold on. Okay. I guess.
Okay, so matter of fact, that's just kind of a retarded point. So yeah, you don't think
Yeah. Look. No.
scans talk
No.
about something
Don't
that's
go to
true
break the
about
premise.
that's talks about something that's true about the entity.
No. Showing its
No,
existence doesn't say true things about it. And I want to be clear. When I say existence here, um, it's not talking about in such a way in which we normatively talk about existence that it has some sort of property or corresponds to reality. It's being
that's
talked
some
about in
type of
such a way.
property.
Anyways.
Wait, hold up. Could you like
Anyway.
your mic
Anyways.
is like foggy and stuff? Could you like
Yeah, yeah.
be
Okay, so when I
tap
talk about existence here, it's not being used in such a way that is normatively talked about using or to encapsulate things that are logical. It's being used in such a way that we're unable to say my apologies. It's just being used to say that there is an entity in which we know of, or they can't even say no because it's not knowledge, but that we're talking about. But the predicate there, um my apologies. The two predicates in which are existence and non-existence don't have the capacity to talk about it. So when you say
could you
existence,
like
it's not a
could you
proper
like put
predicate in
this in
such a
like
way that it
layman terms and
encapsulated.
speak in English, bro?
Okay, yeah. So um, the description there, which is existence and non-existence, it's not being used in such a way that it's encapsulating things that are logical, right? It's being used to encapsulate illogical things, so it doesn't have the normative definition. So when you
What?
say yeah, so when you say existence, it's not being used that it corresponds to reality or it has some such property. It's being all I'm using it there for is to say that there's a subject in which is being talked about. Um, so you can treat it as if you can treat it as if it's a contradiction that it exists and non-existent and that it makes some sort of new meaning or term for it, but it's not something in which is actually talked about like the way we talk about logical things.
Okay.
So you can also say that the way that we talk about it here um, is that it exists outside of the framework of existence and non-existence. Um, I stole this from
Okay.
Eve, kind of.
Okay, bro. Like you okay. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like what you just said, like I couldn't like listen to most of it, bro. Like
Yo,
could you
somebody
like
type out
repeat
what
it?
he argued, bro. I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. You remember
yeah.
the
Can you
thing where
like
you
type
talk
it
about
out,
how
bro?
this thing?
Yeah, can
Um,
you like type out what you argued for
I'm
that
not
point?
typing. I'm not typing
And
it
that's
now.
typing it out. So you're just gonna
Yeah.
like you're just gonna like
No,
halt the dialogue.
listen. Your lack of an ability to understand is my problem. I don't care.
My lack of ability to understand. Yo, wow,
Listen.
bro.
The entire point is that existence is being used in the way that it's normatively used about to encapsulate logical things. So whenever I
To
say existence,
encapsulate
it's not
logical
talking about some
things.
correspondence to reality. It's being used as a reference to its subject.
Okay, when we refer to the property of such it has a grounding within reality, bro.
Yeah, that's not how I'm using existence here. Because to use existence like that here is to talk about the entity. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
doing
what
that.
you
I
just
don't know.
said, bro. Yo, am I tracking or what, bro?
No,
Did
it's
he
not being.
or did he not say that,
What do you think I said?
bro?
What do you think I
Yeah,
said?
okay, so you said that reality, like logical things, right? They like encapsulate the properties of
That's
them,
not what
right?
I said.
That's not what you said, bro.
No, I said when I say existence here, it's not being used in a normative way that is encapsulating logical things.
Where it's encapsulating.
Yes, so it's not being
I
used.
don't think that's like the normative definition of it. Like,
Most forms of, I mean, most uses of existence either talk about things that have correspondence to reality or talk about it in such a way that holds some property or something logical. Even if it's not the normative, that's not the point. It can be switched to like uses in which I've seen, or just talk about it in such a logical way. It doesn't really matter.
Talked about it in such a logical way.
Yeah, because existence isn't being used here to say that there's correspondence or whatever. It's being used to talk about um a subject in which, and the subject seems to exist beyond the notions of existence and non-existence.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Just put this in it's like simpler terms, bro. Cause like I'm not gonna
Do you know what
hold on.
notions mean?
Do I know what notions mean?
Yes.
Shit, bro. And the way you're using it, I don't know, man.
Notions just means ideas or conceptual things. You can treat it
Alright,
as either one, whatever helps you understand better.
so
I'm using them
notions of what?
the notions of existence and non-existence.
Okay, existence and non-existent correlates to what?
Yes, I'm saying that when I say existence here, I'm saying that I'm referring to something beyond those two notions.
Okay, beyond two. Okay, so when we refer to beyond two notions, is that about the logical things?
Yes, illogical. When I refer to existence in reference to the illogical things, yes.
Okay,
Okay, so now, to
all
be
right, all right.
absolutely,
Is this what you said correctly?
I don't know what NE means. Um,
The
beyond the two.
non-existent.
Anyways, like all existence. Yes, existence refers to. Anyways, existence refers to, or existence here, right, refers to the um something that's beyond the two notions of existence and non-existence. Yes.
Okay, so existence is something that's beyond the two notions of what?
When referring to illogical entities, yes, specifically that.
All right, so when we refer to I mean not non-existent beings, but logical beings, right? We just refer to non-existence and existence. Is that
Yes,
what you're
when you
saying?
yes, typically when we refer to existence, when in reference to logical beings, we talk about things that have properties corresponding to reality, just things that are encapsulated by some logical things.
Okay.
Okay, so now a true description, or apologies, a proper description refers to the proper usage, or my apologies, the correct usage of a specific thing. So when I talk about the proper usage, um, or proper description of an entity, I'm talking about something which actually defines it. So anything
That
which
actually
does, or
defines
anything which tells us about the entity is a true description. Anything which isn't is not a proper description because it does not do it correctly. It does not define and tell us about the entity correctly.
okay, so it does okay. It's like oh, it's okay. So what you're taking is like fake statements or fake scans about Gojo and stuff, right? You know what I'm saying? Make them illogical. Like
No,
that's what I'm doing, bro.
okay. Listen, if you want to move on to the Gojo thing, we can. But I just want to be clear. I want to be
No, like
clear that I
I'm just
reject.
I'm just like trying to get a formal understanding because I want
Yeah,
to be
we
merciless.
can get into the Gojo thing after, but because I want to be absolutely clear. I reject the condition, or I reject the notion that the scans are such things in which talk about Gojo's existence or talk about Gojo.
Let's talk about Gojo's.
No, listen, Abe, this wasn't something you argued, but it was I heard you
Okay.
talk about what's it called? What's
Hey,
that
hold on,
shit
hold on,
called?
hold on, hold on.
An
So
entity that
this
exists beyond the two things when talking with Sharp.
so so this isn't talk about properties of Gojo or like things Gojo can do. Hold on, hold on.
What?
Wait, let me get the scan. Let me get the scan, bro. Hold on.
When we say epistemic values are
I don't know why
quantified,
Sanjay just started dick eating, but hey, cool, I
Hey,
guess.
bro, I'm just making an observation, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, look, saying, look, I can't. I'm not even gonna argue with the nigga.
Okay. So
Not with this
these
nigga.
hold on. So you said that like bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like I was so energetic debating, bro. Like then you started like rambling on, and now all my energy's gone, bro. Now I can't check. So like,
Okay,
are you saying
retard.
that? Okay, so you're saying that things that doesn't have like a proper like definition, or like if it doesn't properly describe something, yo, I'm not tracking. Hold on. Let me
Okay,
look at my
listen,
notes. Let me look at my notes,
Gozo.
bro. I got it. Yo, okay. So let me take a picture of these. Okay, so you're basically saying that logical beings they cannot have like these true properties, like true descriptors to their
No,
existence.
listen.
Like things
We
that
aren't because I want to be clear. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm saying that we lack the capacity to do so because we talk about things using logical and coherent means. Well, relative
okay,
to us, they're logical and coherent.
so we like the capacity to do what, bro?
To talk about these things.
To talk about these things.
Yes, theological things.
So I mean, I don't even think that's true. It's like with the definition we gave, like we can still talk about them, just not. It's not in like a true proper sense. Like,
Anything we talk about, anything we say about them isn't true.
okay, anything we say about them isn't true.
Yes.
That just like ends up into like a reductio. Because
What's
like
the reduction?
anything, okay, so anything we say about these logical beings, if they're not true, there's like no safeguard for winning or anything.
Why is there no safeguard? I don't think winning is a description towards an entity. Anyways,
You don't think winning is a description towards any
no, I think it
towards
refers to an event, not an entity.
towards an event?
Yes.
That's just not attacking what I'm saying. So I'm saying that. So I'm saying that if if anything we say is not true about these illogical entities, right? Then there's no clear decider or winner within this conscious debate because anything we say it would just get
Yes, no,
applied.
because winner isn't something about the entity. It's about some. I mean, it's about a
Okay,
event.
so you're not even tracking, bro.
Yeah. Oh
Okay,
my God.
so
This
I'm
only
saying that.
works given the predicate winner there is applied to the entity towards the subject, or yeah, towards the entity. But the
Yeah.
subject there
So
isn't the entity.
yeah,
The subject is the event.
no, bro. Okay, so I'm saying that we would discuss the win cons of these characters, aka what they can do or what aka what they can do or the properties of them. If what we're saying about them that's true, I mean if what we're saying about their way cause is false, right? There could be no true decider of that factor because those statements that would just be false.
Yeah. No, I can
Not
talk
saying
about
that.
an Yeah, I can talk about it. As an epithetic theology. Yo, Abe, what's the thing that talks about God in like a negation type of way?
Yo, just get an
You
answer from
can say
A's boy.
apophatic, but you can also say via negativa. Either
Yeah,
one
yeah.
works.
Nobody's saying that, bro. Anyway, yes, epithetic theology. I'm gonna talk about it that way. I can say, well, um,
You like
these
define
are
it.
such things. Yeah, these are. Yeah, it refers to talking about God in such a way that you talk about him in negation, and you're not saying anything true
Talk
of God.
about
You're
him.
just saying you're not
It's talk
talking
about
about
him in
anything true
negation.
of God. You're only talking about him in such a way that you're saying these aren't things in which these are things in which he's not.
These are things in which he's not.
Yeah, so you're not describing any properties of God.
Okay, well, wouldn't that truly be okay? That wouldn't be describing the property.
What?
So, okay, that would be describing a property of it within the way, right? Okay,
Okay,
so
so you
like
think? Okay, just to be clear, maybe I'm confused. Are you saying that me saying God is not a chicken is describing a property of God?
yeah, because we know that
Tell
he's
me a
not.
property of God with that.
Boo! Kuro losing. Boo!
Yeah, tell me a property of God using that.
Tell me a property of God using that.
Yeah,
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 so we know that. Okay, so we know that one of his properties is that he's not a chicken, bro.
that's not a property.
That's literally a property, bro. Okay, we refer
What
to a
is it? What
property
is
of
a
something.
property?
Okay, we refer to a property. We just refer to hold on, bro, hold on. I got a definition of it. I hold on, man. Okay, so would you agree that a property of something is like something that's like true and like correspondence of its like existence or like nature or something?
No, that's not the only thing a property is. A property is
No.
something in which is correspondent to an entity or reflects what an entity is and tells us about the entity.
Yeah, that's literally what I said, bro. Okay, so
No,
if
because
we
go
okay,
ahead.
okay, okay, let's go. Let's go. It's like if we go either of those definitions, right? Okay, it's still like corresponding to its nature, and it's still
Okay, so
like
what information do you gain about the entity when I say
okay,
X is not a chicken? A chicken.
okay. What information do I gain? Okay, the
Yes.
information is that we know that they're not a chicken. So
No, that's not what you get about the entity.
that is what we're that is the
Okay,
information that
so
we
I
gain.
want to be clear. What is the entity now?
What is the entity now? Okay, we know
Yes,
that it's
because to
not a
say you
chicken.
got something
You're
about
not
the
a chicken, dog.
when you
That's
say
a
that
property
something is
of
about the entity, you're saying they're identical to the thing, and
we're
that's how
saying that
you're
we
able
are
to describe it. So what is it?
what? That's not okay. That's not a property. Okay, what we're
Or
saying.
maybe listen, I want to be clear. I just want to be clear. When I say identical, there, it's not referring to how we say you are a collection of parts and then you're identical to the whole. It's just to say that this is something that is true of you. So whenever you say this, it's also referring to you.
It's also referring to you. So like if I
So
call you like okay, so like if I call you like a retard, right? Would that also be referring to you?
yes, whenever you say retard in a specific manner, that's referring to me. Yes.
I mean, I don't really think that's you because like you can also like refer to other entities.
Yeah. Okay. I said in a specific manner. Okay.
Okay, in a
So whenever you
specific
say,
manner.
yeah, listen.
I
Whenever you
mean
say
that makes
Kuro
you
is a
like
retard,
narrow
yeah,
it down into like a specific thing, right? But like literally, okay, okay, literally, it's like with all of this, right, bro? Oh my gosh, yo, I'm
yes. When you
like
say
have a
Kuro is a
I'm,
retard,
I'm, I'm, I'm like have a sleep. My bad, bro. It's like with all these things, right? It's like your definition and my definition, they go in line with what I'm arguing for. It's like I just
yeah,
think we can
no, they
like
don't. Yeah.
we can
Okay.
like
So
we
when
can,
yeah, here's the
let me
explanation. Okay.
just like move on to another to a
Yeah,
new
I just
subject.
want to make this clear. Yeah, sure. We can move on after this. I just want to make this absolutely clear. When you say Kuro is a retard, the predicate is telling me something about the entity or the subject there. So whenever you say retard in a specific context, people will know that the person you're talking about is me. So when I say, look, that person and that specific group is a retard, and I'm the only retard in the group, that tells them something, or that helps you give a referential point towards the predicate there.
Okay, so like that's not really it's not really attacking anything since it like goes with in line with both our definitions.
Yes,
Like
yes, I agree to lies. The point is that yours doesn't, because to say that X is not a chicken doesn't tell you anything about any entity in such a way that you're able to use it as a referential point.
yes, we are the references that and this that here's and that is I need to stop stuttering and I need to wake up. Okay, so like the referential point is that he's not a chicken. Like is that
Okay,
he's
so
not.
when you
We
say
know that
not a
we
chicken,
know that its properties is so we know that locks the properties of a chicken
yes,
and that's
in a
probably
group
it's
of
like
people,
of another entity, right?
yeah. So in a group of people, when you say not a chicken, what's the referential point there?
And not a chicken. Okay, when we refer
Yeah,
to a group of people and we say that that person's not a chicken, the referential point is saying, yo, I need to like stop. Okay, the reference point is that we know that this person, is that we know this person, it's that they're not this, but they're something else, right? This is literally giving us information.
no,
We know
okay.
our
Listen, the problem is that there is no referential point there. You're not referring to any singular entity, because
yes,
every entity there isn't a chicken. You're not telling me
every
anything about
there
the
isn't a
subject. There's no
chicken.
proper predicate.
Okay, so that's literally changing. Okay, that's literally changed the context of the analogy you gave.
No, the context was a group of people. Where's the
No,
referential
the
point?
context was when we refer to one person in a group of
No,
people.
not the
We say
example I
that
just gave.
there's not.
Not the
Okay,
example I just gave.
we can just like move on to like the next
Okay.
point, bro.
Yeah, look, the entire point is that it fails to be a predicate. Because to be a predicate, it must describe something about the subject. And to
Okay,
describe something about the subject is to say that has the ability to be a referential point in reference towards the
okay.
subject. Or a
So
reference
would you?
in reference to the predicate. But we can move on.
Okay.
Yeah, so look, do you want to move on to um my scaling?
Hmm. I'm like thinking, bro. Um.
Actually, look, we can talk about why your character is even illogical. I don't even grant that.
Shit,
Don't
bro.
care
It's
what you
like,
grant.
what does you think? Why don't you think my character is illogical?
No, I just said I don't grant it. I don't have any scans, so I don't know if your character is actually illogical or not. Um,
Yes, like so, like the scan I sent like earlier today, right? It just says that he's just like absorbs a
Yo,
lot.
I don't know what scans you're talking about. I don't stalk you.
Dude, I literally sent it earlier today, bro. I mean,
I
I can
don't
like
stalk
resend it.
you.
What? What do you mean you don't do? I literally sent it in scans. Hold on, I'll like resend it.
Where?
I'll like resend it, bro. Huh?
I remember when Japan and Senju debated. Those were the
Hold on.
days.
Hold on. I gotta do something right quick.
Japan got Aston Noism. So I'll agree that Japan
Yay!
was to go. You know, they won. Dismantled the proposition.
Yay!
Those were the days. Back in City of
So that
Books.
one time you lost the mock when you were getting taught by Smooth.
Look, I have judgment on Buck.
I remember when Carl
I debated
tried to
that
like.
judgment for a
Remember
few
when Carl
hours.
debated that judgment for like 2 weeks to convince everybody that I lost. Remember that? Oh my god, they that
Look,
shit crazy.
I debated that judgment for a few hours, and everybody was like, "Look, Senju lost, bro. Look, it's fine to be a Japan victim, man. I wasn't a Japan victim, but you were."
Hey, nigga, I was in a trouble victim though. Oh, I was in a trouble victim though. You was in trouble.
What the
We called
fuck are you talking about?
Me and Trouble never
No.
debated.
Yes, you did, bro. He made a whole thing, but he made a no. It was no. I think it was Sasuke actually. Sasuke
Yeah.
debated you, made a whole thing about it. He said you lost. It was crazy.
I got judgment on Sasuke
You
and consensus.
you're capping, bro.
Wait,
On Japan, like you
listen, I
capping.
have DMs from
What
Spaz
the dick?
Kogi saying he thinks
What
I
the?
won.
Whoa.
Look, I have
Whoa.
DMs from
Bro,
Spaz
that does
Kogi
look,
Nah,
the
hold
saying
on.
micro
that.
Still,
guy
real
does look
Sasuke looking calm.
Sasuke,
Real Sasuke looking calm. Though I'm not gonna cap. He looking decent. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh wow,
How
that's
do I sound more? Someone told me that I got aged like 5 years.
Yeah,
That's
like
when
dead
it's
ass. Like, he was sounding like a little cute, little submissive little boy.
yo.
okay.
What is wrong with you? Yo, go
Like,
back
what?
on mute. Just go on mute. Just go on mute.
Enough, bro. Continue.
Yeah,
your
I have
damn-
consensus on Sasuke. Yeah,
Is
listen.
that is that? Hold on. I forgot his name. Hold on. Is that Zeno? Is that Zeno?
Who? Do you mean Zenny?
Who?
Oh, is that Zenny? What's good, Zenny? What's up, Zenny?
I don't even think that's Zenny though. I don't know who that is.
Who are you talking about?
Oh, my bad. I thought you somebody else. My bad, bro.
Wait, Elijah, who do you think won that first one, man? That great first point.
You think I won that first one? Well,
Yeah, man.
I would say that I was leaning more towards you, but you both were just saying straight
Prior,
goddamn.
this is
I'm gonna keep it
Yeah.
a buck with you. You're both low key saying straight gibberish. If I was Simon, I would have just agreed to his point, bro. Like original.
Nah, at this point, like this has nothing to do with the debate. I ain't gonna cut, but yeah, Kuro won. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, Kuro
like-
was low key doing better than you there. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, but I really don't think that that's gonna affect
Just to be clear, that was not Simon.
Nah, it was like boom, Kuro broke down how like that don't really define nobody type shit. That's only a property. He said, well, it tells you what it isn't. Kuro's like tells you what it is type shit, and then like he didn't really get a response type shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I mean, Simon was struggling to track, but regardless, Simon, I don't think that losing.
That's
this
not
was-
Simon. Simon
No,
isn't even here.
I got
Bro, you-
Simon's right there, bro. What are you talking
No,
about?
he went to go do something.
Oh,
Yeah, but this guy's just kid, so he's hearing
Bro, he's
things.
talking to nobody. I'm not gonna lie.
He
You're
got the
not
beat put
Simon?
on him by Chicken Wing and like.
bro.
no, but I
Lie.
really don't think that losing that point's gonna stop Simon from winning.
Lock in versus
Yeah,
Team
no.
Niche.
I mean, that entire point it was just like talking about
Yeah,
what kind
bro.
of everybody can do like more illogical things. I don't even know what that means, but
Is that Manji? Is that the big Manji?
yo,
Oh my god,
who are you talking about?
JJ, that's Manji, bro. That's big Manji. Yo, look at look the aura that's all that aura that entered the VC. That's from Manji.
I think it said or in Discord.
Yo, you just talking to yourself for like 30 seconds.
Like, dead
You
ass,
made him
bro.
lose. You made
Yo,
him lose.
hold
Yeah,
on. We
that's
not gonna
so-
wait. No. We not, bro. Okay, Kuro, you're like an actual nerd, though, bro. You was talking about how the entity doesn't define the entity, and entity, blah blah blah, presupposes the other. Like,
I'm
bro,
a
come on, you're a
nerd.
nerd. Yes,
I'm
you're
a
a nerd, gang. You're a nerd, bro.
That's something.
Lucky, bro.
Debate
Simon
fiction on Discord. Everyone here's a nerd.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I'm
I,
back. I'm
nah,
back.
not
I'm
me.
back.
Oh,
Alright,
I don't.
Simon's
I
back.
haven't
Hey,
debated.
Simon's back. Finish the damn debate.
Alright,
Fuck
Simon.
you
okay.
yelling, I'll kill your family.
Yo, calm
Okay.
down. Send the skin, Simon.
I'm cringing.
Yeah, so literally, it states that he raised his hands into the air, closing his eyes as he let out a cold sigh. I won't lose the vigilante break, right? Then it literally states right after all logical and all possible. It says that all
Where
logical
are
and all.
the scans, you fucktard?
Nigga, I sent the scans to you, bro.
You sent the scans to who?
To you, bro. To you. Yeah, bro.
You mean to him, bro? I can't see
Where?
it too.
I'm not
Nigga.
seeing those scans.
Bro.
Where are the scans?
This guy
All right,
literally
I'm gonna
just
ping
said
y'all
it.
in them.
Oh, here they are. Oh, they're in
He raised his
scans.
hands to lyrical
They're in
and
scans.
logical and
Shit.
logical possibilities spot around him, spanning themselves into it. Dread before. Yeah, look, the scan means nothing.
The scan means nothing. Why don't you think so, bro?
What the fuck is an illogical possibility?
It's a logical possibility.
Yes.
You know, like extended moral realism, modal realism, bro.
Motor realism doesn't even affirm illogical possibilities. It only talks about logical possibilities.
It's a extended modal realism.
Oh, it's an extended motor realism.
Yeah.
That's oxymoronic now.
That's what?
Yeah, that's oxymoronic.
That's oxymoronic?
Yes.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because it literally denies itself.
It literally denies itself.
Yes, something. I mean, motor realism is only things that are encapsulated upon logical possibilities. So when you try to say extended motor realism, using the given the word with I just choked. Motor realism is it's oxymoronic. It literally denies itself in the same sentence.
What?
Yes. So
Okay.
motor realism
Okay.
talks about logical possibilities. So extended motor realism talking about illogical possibilities, right? It's oxymoronic because motor realism denies that. The term modal talks about possibilities. I think I'm using oxymoronic, right?
Nigga, you might be dumb. Okay, so
You
do you
might
know
be
what an
booty.
oxymoron is?
Yeah,
Do you know what
it's
an
the combination of
oxymoron
two
is?
words that contradict each other. Yeah, correct.
Okay. Well, but they don't inherently contradict each other. It's just like
Okay.
play of
What is
words
modal?
that like
What is modal realism? What is modal?
modal realism. It's just the metaphysical grounding of possibilities.
Nope,
Like,
nope.
okay,
Anyway, moving on.
okay, literally, okay. It's like for normal modal realism, right? Okay, it's just like how to like put it in sixes, like simple terms. Like for like normal modal realism, it's also like the metaphysical groundings of like these logical possibilities and shit, right? Like, like for
Yes,
EMR and like extended modal realism, yeah, you already
modal.
you you
Listen,
already
modal.
established this upon yourself, right? You already established this upon yourself, right? The word modal, it means like possibilities. So when we extend these,
It refers to possibility, necessity, and contingency.
impossible. What?
Possibility,
Okay, that's literally okay.
contingency, and necessity. That's what
Contingency.
modal.
Okay, what do you mean by contingency?
Contingency just refers to the fact. If you're referring to modal contingency, it just says that you must exist in at least one possible role.
It must exist in at least one possible world.
Yes.
Okay, okay, that's not really. Okay, that's not really going against what I said. Then. Okay, but you define just like in a base sense, right? You define modal as in a possibility, right? It's like when we extend the concept of these possibilities, right? It would also include. I mean, it would also include these logical possibilities, even within the philosophical concept of extended modal realism. It's not a contradiction. It at least
No.
states that logical possibilities exist within them. It's like I don't really think that's like
No.
an
Look,
oxymoron
the
or a
problem is
contradiction.
possibility. Possible means things that are logically possible. Possible
Things
means
that are
things that
logical.
don't.
Okay,
Yes,
that's not
possible refers to things that don't
that's not
contradict.
contradicting. Yeah, that's not contradicting anything I said, right? So when we extend these possibilities, right? It's extended to these
I'm saying
logical
you can't do that.
possibilities. It's not only confined. It's not only confined to these
Yeah,
logical
I'm saying
possibilities.
that's oxymoronic
Okay,
because
you
extend
still
it,
have
you
yet to
extend
give
it,
justification for
you
why it's
extend it.
oxymoron. Even hold on. Even with oxymorons, right? It's okay. An oxymoron. It's just a play of words, like jumbo shrimp. It still properly defines it or what it's trying to entail.
No,
Like
it means the semantics contradict each other.
no, they don't, Deacon, bro. You
Okay,
literally
so
arguing
you
with a writer.
think
That's literally what an oxymoron is.
you think
Do you?
okay, you think think a shrimp can be big?
Yeah, I think a shrimp can be big within its own terms.
Hello.
But
Do
like
you
once
do you,
again,
do you mind?
when I use my analogy about jumbo shrimp, right? It's still okay. We may think okay, so like we already know that it's an oxymoron, right? But like literally, like literally, it's still describing
Okay, look,
things that
I won't lie, bro. Look, here's the problem. Something oxymoronic either says that there's a contradiction with the thing. Yeah, there's a contradiction with the semantics, or the given semantics aren't encapsulating it in such a literal way. So,
what? Yo, could you
yeah.
like
So,
repeat?
jumbo shrimp. Listen, jumbo shrimp. Is it talking about it? My apologies. It's either not encapsulating it literally, or it's encapsulating it in such a way in which it's relatively the case.
What?
What? Okay,
Okay.
Yes.
so you're
Yeah.
just
I
saying
just want to be
okay, so
clear.
you're just
I just
saying
want to
that
be
it
clear.
could be
Kuro,
either okay,
Kuro.
hold on. Okay, so you're just saying that
I'm gonna hear some dumb shit.
yo, that literally just sound like me a bit. Okay, so you're literally saying
What?
that it could just
You
be
say,
either
you
or
say
with what I'm
shrimp.
saying. It's like
What?
so
Yes.
why is your interpretation hold more
What?
validity over
Yes,
mine, bro?
but when you say jumbo shrimp,
What?
I just absolutely clear. When you say jumbo shrimp, it's big relative to all shrimp that exist. Okay, I just want to say.
You're talking about
Yeah, so
jumbo
so
shrimp.
still a big shrimp. But okay, that's
Is
not
that
that's not
many?
attacking that's not attacking what I'm saying.
Yes,
Because that's
not,
literally what I was
Yo,
arguing
I
for.
sound nothing like
Going
Manny,
how
bro.
oxymorons are
it
literal.
Is
indicates
that
that.
Brawley?
Yeah. So now we're
Yeah,
gonna
it was good. It was good.
now we're gonna
What's
go do
good,
this
bro?
right. Now that we agree with that, um,
You don't really agree with it? Okay, why are you trying to use that
now
as an
that
example
we
then?
do, now that we do agree,
Or are you just like so scared, bro, that you
Yeah,
just
listen,
you
like
can just
disagree with yourself?
the entire point is that it only talks about it within a given sense. So
Within a
when you
given sense.
say
Okay,
jump,
what do you mean by a given sense?
talking about
You,
within the
you
set
still
of
you
all
have
shrimp, these
matter of
things
fact,
are
but matter of
okay.
fact, we can like go back to square one, bro. You still have yet to give like justification for
Yes. So
why
the problem with it being
moralism.
autistic is that it doesn't seem to be talking about illogicality in such a way that it leads to a contradiction, right?
What?
Oh my god.
Yo, cause you like yo.
I think that you're just misunderstanding Kuro. Extended modal realism does talk about illogicality. It's just that
The problem is that
illogicality in extended modal realism is in reference to impossible worlds. So let's say, for example, a world that's like 2 plus 2 is going to be 5, or square circles, that kind of stuff. These are illogical things. This is Simon's point. This is extended modal realism. It's an
yes,
actual thing.
the problem is I don't grant it. That's literally the
Okay,
entire point.
so
I
why
understand
don't
that.
why don't you grant the scan? Like,
Yes,
why
the
is your
reason I don't
interpretation
grant
better
it,
than mine? Why is your
I
interpretation
don't
better
care
than
about it
mine?
being better than yours. I just care about it being equal.
What?
As long as my interpretation is equal, yours fails. The problem is that when you talk about
I can't
extended,
mine.
I mean extended.
Okay,
Listen, when you talk about extended modal realism, I think it leads to contradiction because I think modal realism, specifically, my apologies. I think given the semantics of what modal realism are, it only talks about things that are possible or given under a specific framework. So to say that this thing goes over a specific framework either means that this thing aren't things that are
bro.
possible in such a way that there are um actual walls the same way but that modal realism are, or it's the case that
What?
these things just talk about pure gibberish.
Okay, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We can just like conclude because you just like completely strong man the point, and I already defined it for you. It's like we just like
Nah, he
concluding
did
on
do
just the
that.
point.
Okay.
It's like,
Yeah, we can
why
talk.
what do you think? It's like, well, why do you think you won this point, bro?
Yeah, the reason that I think I won this point is because I um gave my apologies. I think it's oxymoronic in such a way that it leads to a problem with the given semantics. I don't think it means anything. I think it's just pure gibberish. So I think when you say extended modal realism in reference to impossible or illogical possible worlds, I think it's gibberish because those are things that aren't possible in the first place. So illogical possibilities seems to be oxymoronic because those aren't things that are possible. And when you try to say that that's encapsulated within what's it called, extended modal realism, that doesn't really deny the point because my entire point is that it means nothing was pure gibberish because they're two contradictory terms.
Yeah, that's nice,
Is
bro.
that
That's
is that
nice.
all?
So given those things are encapsulated within the framework, I just reject the framework.
Yeah, you can think that if you want to think that, bro.
Objective
Okay,
extended modal
is that
realism.
done? Is that your conclusion?
Yes, I'm done.
All right. So yeah, this is gonna like be a long concluding point for this point. Okay, so first of all, for like the last point where you
What
said
in
like
God's name is this Japan? Oh, that's not Japan. Yeah,
okay,
go ahead.
like I was saying, right? So Kuro, he okay. So Kuro, he literally agreed with my definitions of like modal realism and extended modal realism. So when he was saying that these logical possibilities cannot be actualized, he was just referring to a general sense of modal realism, not extended modal realism itself. Only reason, only point. I mean, the only part of this point where he directly referred to extended modal realism was like near at the end. Like even when that was a strong man, and he was like basically explaining how extended modalism actualizes these impossible or logical possibilities. He's like, so like that's literally just an indirect concession with my scan, right? And then with that being said too, I just like properly justified my points on why being okay.
Hmm.
I just need to stop, sir. Like, also too, I justified my points on why oxymorons are literal within a sense. And Kuro he agreed with it in the sense that it can be either or, and he failed to give me a probability ratio for why oxymoron would be non-literal, while I probably justified and properly raised my
Yeah,
probability
well,
for my argument being literal. So therefore,
Wait,
I
hold
said
on.
that.
I got a question. Hold on. Hey, Trevor. When
Yeah,
Kuro was
yeah.
like, "Oh, that's oxymoronic, nigga. That shit gonna be meaningless." Basically, what'd you say again? So why it can be equal or why it is equal?
What?
When Kuro said because of the fact that these twos are like it's a contradiction. It arises a P not P, so it's meaningless because it's oxymoronic. What'd you say?
You like put it into like simpler terms, bro. Like,
He said because it's P not P, it's meaningless. Basically, what'd you say?
peanut. Like,
Like
what do you mean
it's
by peanut?
oxymoronic. Yeah, those okay. Logical and illogical. Those two things are opposite, right?
I guess, bro. I mean, he never like
Yeah. Okay.
directly
Carl
contended that point of it.
No,
he literally said it's oxymoronic, bro. That's literally what oxymoronic, bro. That's literally what it means, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I gave justification for like why oxymoronic things are literal within the sense, and like even with that,
Literal.
I just like properly define extended modal realism. So it's like,
Okay, so you're
he
saying that they
stated,
are okay. Yeah. Okay, explain that part.
yeah, it's like he stated that the term modal, it means a possibility, right? And we refer to like a normal modal realism. It's just like referring to like these logical
Hey,
possibilities.
hold on. Hey,
Like when we
Tensei, bro.
extend it,
Please, bro. The background
bro,
noise, bro.
bro,
Please, bro. Please,
bro,
be
what?
quiet, man.
bro. Mute
Wait, what you say,
yourself,
bro?
man. No, I'm
What?
talking to Tensei. I'll go. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. Like when we extend these, so like when we extend these possibilities,
Tensei,
that's when we
No,
Tensei.
get
shut
into
up,
Please,
bro. I
the
need one
logical
more extra noise.
possibility,
Shut up, before I
the
actually beat
extended
you
modal
up anyway.
realism, and like
hey,
even with
don't goof yourself up. I'm trying to listen. Okay, go ahead.
okay, like even with this, right? Judge, he like he like tried clearing the confusion, and like he was stating how EMR how held these logical possibilities in the sense that it's like impossible and stuff, right? Like after that, Kuro, he still like decides like straw man on the point, and he like kept on talking about normal modal realism instead of the actual point itself.
No, I'm saying, what was your response to what he was saying? I know what Carl said.
Yeah, that was my response. Like I gave my response,
Yeah,
and
look, as long as the case gives judgment, man.
Have sure.
Kuro,
bro,
Yeah,
honestly, I
so,
think honestly,
yo, what's
I
up?
don't think
could
I
you
don't
like
think that we should agree.
So, I
Yeah,
want to all you guys suck. I want all you guys suck. That's the judgment.
Tensei, bro. Tensei. You goofy game. What was you talking about?
Yeah, Elijah,
Shut the fuck
Elijah,
up,
what's up?
nigga. Aren't you like 15 years old?
yo, Kuro?
Oh, how,
What's
ain't
up?
you like
What's up? What's up?
I'm having like a little trouble seeing exactly what you're trying to say. So could you try to explain
Okay,
to me?
number one, the whole oxymoronic thing is purely talking about the illogical possibilities.
Uh
Yes.
The
huh.
whole, the entire point is, it's either the case that one, it's oxymoronic in a relative way, right? That's what the whole jumbo shrimp thing was. That they're only talking about it inside of the domain of shrimp, or two, it's oxymoronic in such a way that it leads to a contradiction. Okay. Now the whole point is the contradiction thing. Something illogical is already distinct from possible things, right? Because impossible things, or my apologies, possible things. So when you say a logical possibility, that's oxymoronic in such a way that you have to affirm and deny the exact same thing. So, nigga, why would I care? Anyways, and he's oxymoronic in such a way that it's like you came in here and started talking about Fortnite. When's the last time I played Fortnite? That was 4 months ago. Anyway, anyways, yeah, look, it's oxymoronic in such a way that it's a contradiction because something illogical doesn't have the capacity to be possible. So when you
Yeah,
say
we
illogical
agree.
possibilities,
But like
given the thing,
like okay. With that being said, right earlier
anyways,
on within this debate, you said that logical things they allow for contradictions.